What is going on, friends? Welcome back to the Honey Stud. My name is Kaylee, and if you're new here, you guys are up in the Beekeeper's Apothecary, which is also the name of my book that came out last month. Yeah, I've got some kind of exciting news. So one, this is my book. This is the Beekeeper's Apothecary. You guys, if you've been with me for a while, like, you guys know how long I've been working on this. It is yes, it's called the Beekeeper's Apothecary, but it is an herbalism based book with the mindset of showing you how to become your own herbalist and building a good, strong, healthy foundation. Now, my backstory is I was in Western medicine, but I grew up feral, got away from my roots, came back to my roots because I really needed to work on myself and really started diving into the things that I grew up with, you know, the things, the herbs, the plants, the foraging, all of that. But I'm also a beekeeper, hence the Beekeeper's Apothecary. And in my whole realization of building a good, strong, healthy foundation, I kind of had to take a step back and watch my homestead grow from the foundation, and that was adding in the honeybees. And so there's a lot of things that are in this book that always reference back to beeswax or propolis or pollen, making salves, using tinctures, also adding honey into tinctures too, because sometimes they can be a little bit rough, but then also syrups and herb infused honeys and all the things. But I've got some exciting news because I got an email from my publisher, and they just shared with me that they are already moving forward with the second print, which is crazy. The green light is they've already put the order in. So the second print is already happening. I am blown away. That means that there are thousands of people who have already received my book and are already on their way, you know, to learning how to become their own herbalist, which I don't think it has hit me quite yet. So I'm kind of still like, wow, the book just came out and they're already moving forward in the second print. So I just want to say thank you, guys. And if you are interested in the book, I do have it on my website. There's a link. And then I also am doing very small batches on my website of signed copies. Now, I've had a lot of people ask, and as my water is starting to boil, because I am brewing up a good peppermint tea, it's a cold, rainy day, and I'm gonna pair it with a honey we're gonna talk about. But I've had a few people ask about other countries and if my book can get shipped to other countries. And right now they are mainly shipping in the US and also in Canada, but there's a but there. Apparently, if you keep an eye on Amazon, there may be the option for my book to be sent and ordered through Amazon to be able to go to other countries. I'm gonna share that, but then I'm also gonna share a little bit from what my publisher had also shared with me. If anyone is interested in ordering like bulk, as in like 10 or potentially over, from what I have gathered, if anyone is interested in ordering bulk, whether it is potentially for a store that maybe a bookstore that may be in your area, or a store that you think that this book might go to, I mean, there are ways to be able to get the book to other countries if ordered in more than one. And if anyone is interested in that, whether that is like, hey, you have a group of 10 friends that want your book, or if you're in a beekeeping club, or possibly an herbalism club, to other countries, I think there's going to be a way that we can accommodate that. Now, if anybody outside of the US is interested in ordering bulk, more than 10 from what I have gathered, I can get you into contact with the right person that can help facilitate that. My goal is to grow as many herbalists as possible, whether they're beekeepers or not. And then maybe, just maybe, my second book might be about beekeeping. But I'm gonna go see if my water is ready. I'm craving a cup of just plain simple peppermint tea, but I have got some fun honey that we're gonna talk about. So this right here is probably one of my favorite recipes that is in my book. Trust me, I know it looks like weird right now. This one got a little cold on me. I've been doing smaller batches of this, but I think that I'm going to end up taking this recipe and making it into a larger batch, because with the holidays like right around the corner, this I think is going to be a really good one to gift. And this is my chai spiced infused honey. Now, I put my herbs in here, filled my honey up, and then kind of let it get a little cold. So there's little tricks that I found when it comes to like infusing your herbs with your honey, because the big thing is that sunlight can break down the plant matter. So what I didn't do with this batch, and I plan on actually going ahead and doing it now, but I'm gonna take it and I'm gonna put it in a brown paper bag and I'm gonna place it in the window. I don't know if we're gonna be getting some warmer temperatures. I feel like fall is already here, which is why I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm craving this. And I've been due to strain this one out now. But this chai spiced honey is not only really good for your digestive system, but it's also really good for your immune system, which is needed this time of year, especially with the weather change. We're kind of getting into that season. I'm hearing a lot of people that are starting to feel under the weather. They're getting a little bit of respiratory crud. Obviously, the seasonal allergies are kicking their butt too, which I've done a video in the past, but the goldenrod infused honey. Now, that is wonderful for seasonal allergies. You can also use stinging nettle too. All of those herbs are great as a natural antihistamine. But I wanted to have a little bit of chai spice honey with a plain peppermint tea. One, because they're all kind of warming. You know, all of the spices that are in the chai infused honey. You have your cardamom, you have your star anise, you've got your clove. I can pull it up because I think it is one of my favorite pictures that is in my book as well. But this is going to be found, you're going to find this one under the digestive system, because that's the area that it also helps. But what I love is a lot of these herbs do more than just one thing. And I tried to do my best to not only share what each herb does, but as I'm going through the system of the bodies, I'm featuring them in one main area, but then I'm also making note in other chapters that I've found to be extremely helpful. But the chai spiced honey is on page, well, first off, this picture. Oh my gosh. This picture, isn't that beautiful? I think if anything, if anything, it's the pictures that really make me fall in love with my book. But my chai spiced honey has clove. It also has licorice, cardamom, ginger, star anise, cinnamon chips, and then honey. And I've also been playing around with powdering the herbs and turning them into an electuary. An electuary is essentially powdered herbs mixed with honey and made into a paste. Now you could add a little bit more powder and turn it into pastilles, which are the little pills. They're a little stickier, a little harder to make, so I wanted to give as many options as possible, but this is probably one of my favorites to go to this time of year. And I think it pairs really well with just plain peppermint tea. And I've had a few people ask about why I put licorice in my chai spiced honey. So licorice is actually one that I think is extremely interesting for your immune system. It is an immunomodulator, which means it's going to help balance your immune system. And I put it in this blend because primarily you're probably going to use these warming herbs in the colder seasons. So you're going to want to add a little bit of something that's going to not only warm you up, but it's also going to boost your immune system. Now, licorice has exhibited some pretty awesome antiviral properties, specifically towards like influenza and some of the other viruses that are coming around. So I wanted to go ahead and just add a little bit to protect. Go ahead and protect yourself. Not only does this blend taste amazing in honey, it's also going to help warm you up. It's going to support your immune system, support your digestive system. Also, the honey too is great if you have a sore throat. So why not? You know, this is kind of what I go to for when I'm not feeling my greatest. And it's just delicious. I'm playing around with a few different recipes though. Like once I strain this one out, my goal is to turn it into creamed honey, like a whipped honey. So we're gonna have chai spiced whipped honey that I haven't done yet. I think it's gonna be delicious, especially in my coffee first thing in the morning. And I probably am going to go ahead and add my mushroom blend into this whipped chai spiced honey, which I might have to share that with you guys. Yeah, I think I'm gonna, once I get this recipe put together, just keep an eye for a newsletter out there. You can hop on my website and kind of follow along. I think I might have to put this recipe together or something very similar with my mushroom blend because, oh, that just gave me some awesome ideas. But yeah, all of these are, they're just so great. So I wanted to share that with you guys. And of course, it is all in my book. You can find it on the website. It looks like the peppermint tea is done. And I desperately need a cup. It is chilly. It is so chilly outside. Normally I would strain this out, but it's cold, so I'm not going to. And I'm not going to heat this up using like my stove or anything. I'm probably just gonna bring this in my house because this room tends to get a little bit chilly since it's such a small room. And I keep it kind of dark in here because of all the herbs, you know, the plant matter. Back to that, like the sunlight breaks down the plant matter. And so when I'm up here and I'm filming, I'll open up a curtain so that you can actually see what I'm doing. But for the most part, it does stay pretty dark in here. So I'm gonna actually bring this home, and I just have an idea. Oh, I have an idea. I'm gonna bring this home, but for right now, this is what I'm gonna do because we MacGyver, you know? Like sometimes we have to MacGyver a little bit to get what we want, right? That's, you know, that's the thing. So let me adjust the camera so you can see what I'm trying to do. And if you guys are ever in this position, you might be able to do this, but I still have a little bit. Gonna make a mess, you guys know. I let my tea cool down a good little bit. Do you see what I'm trying to do here? And also too, just to let you know, this is stainless steel, which is non-reactive to the honey. So if you see me doing metal, that is why. There we go. this was gonna work. We're gonna, you know, this is gonna work just fine. Now, my tea is not super hot. As I've been filming, I've also kind of been cleaning up, and I had to answer a phone call that is kind of exciting. I think I'm gonna go ahead and share this with you. We're working out all the details. Maybe it's too early, but there's a conference that is it's the Virginia State Beekeepers Conference for 2026. I just got asked to come and speak. So that took me about 10 minutes. So my tea is actually, it's more room temp, which is fine. Because that's another thing. Everyone's like, well, if you put honey in your tea, will it get ruined? Yes and no. I mean, the other thing too is like you don't want to add your honey into something like scalding, but a normal honeybee colony can get pretty warm, pretty hot, and it doesn't ruin the honey. So I may have just invented something new. Because now I have my chai spiced honey with my peppermint tea. Hold on, this is gonna be the real test. Oh my goodness. That's really good. I think this is my new favorite tea. This is really stinking delicious. Oh, that was genius. So this is what I love about herbal medicine. There are so many ways that you can get these herbs into your body, whether you're making them into a tea form, whether you are turning them into a tincture or an oxymel or a syrup or a salve or a pastille or an herb infused honey. And so the one thing that I love is formulating and combining herbs that complement each other, and combining herbs that not just complement each other by taste, but by action. What are you looking for? And so definitely putting it all together in my book was such a labor of love, but I'm so thankful for it. The other thing too is that I want my book to be worked. And I had actually had a few people email me, and they were saying like they're buying 2 books. One to keep that's beautiful and pristine, and the other one that's gonna have notes and everything on it. But just in case if you miss this, in the back of my book, you can scan the QR code. It's gonna take you to my website, and then you can see the bonus content. The second print, the link is gonna automatically take you to the bonus content, but the first print, it just takes you to my website. And that has there's a whole bunch of bonus content that you can print out so that you can take notes and work and keep growing in this. Yeah, so I'm excited. This by far is delicious. I'm gonna go check on my mom here in a couple minutes. She's a little under the weather, so I blended up a good feel better tea for her, and I'm going to bring her some of my goldenrod honey. I think it's all kind of allergies, but I'm gonna go peek in on her and make her a cup so she can feel a little bit better. But as always, don't be afraid to get your hands dirty and learn something old. Bye guys.